Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, a different artist, and we listen to all of the records they've put out, and we rank them from worst to best. We also give our biggest banger from each of them, or a stinker maybe. I don't know. Before we get into that, we get into our 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. That's where we connect the band of the week to our boy Tom DeLonge. And while you're listening, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify, especially Spotify, and give us 5 stars and 5 stars only. All the social media is at Asinine Radio. We have a Discord server. Let us know if you want to join that. We'll send you the link. What else do we have? We have our phone number. You can give us a call, send us a text, leave us a voicemail. I don't know, whatever you want to do. The phone number is 503-893-5307. And if you didn't know already, my name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. Now that we have that boring intro out of the way, let's jump right into our 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. So what do you got, Jeff? Go.
Do you want to go first? You can go first if you
No,
want.
because I don't have anything.
Oh, cool.
And you know
That's
that.
fun. Oh, I didn't know that. That's fine.
I eat it.
I
That's
didn't know
okay.
that too. These, let me tell you, these were not fun. These were tedious, and I do not care about them. So.
Annoying.
Scott Phillips, the vastly mediocre drummer of Creed, was in a band, I don't know because I didn't care enough to look, called Alter Bridge with Miles Kennedy.
Yes.
Miles Kennedy's first solo album had Michael Basquiat on keys, but
Okay.
Michael Basquiat also played keys on that same album, but I needed 6 to fill it out. Michael Basquiat co-produced the Story of the Year album, The Black Swan,
Oh, okay.
with your favorite artist, John Feldman.
Yeah.
John Blake leads on. Boom.
Oh, I just thought of one.
Yeah. Go.
You want me to go? Okay, I'll go.
Go.
So we will start with let's start with Mark Tremonti. So he was in the band Alter Bridge, which we all know. Miles Kennedy, the singer from Alter Bridge, was also in a band with Slash, or he sang in Slash's solo band. Slash was on a Transplants song called Saturday Night. Travis is from Transplants. Travis is also in Boxcar Racer with Tom. There you go. 6 degrees right there.
There
Just
you
thought
go.
of that.
There you go.
So what do you got for your next one?
This one's a little bit more fun. Guitarist did a guest appearance. I forgot his name. Tom Tremana.
Tremana.
He did a guest appearance on on Bury Your Dead, on a Bury Your Dead album that at one point had Michael Crafter as lead vocals. Michael Crafter was in a band called I Killed the Prom Queen with this guy named Jonah Weinhofen.
Okay.
Jonah Weinhofen was in Bleeding Through with Brandon Chapati. Brandon Chapati, which I didn't know this until I was researching it, he was in a thrash band called The Innocent with Ryan Sin.
Yeah, it was like a very short-lived band. They never put out any music. Or they
Right.
put out like one song, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so there
In like
you go.
08.
I looked
There you go, yeah.
everywhere to find the fucking songs, but I couldn't find them.
Yeah, I remember they released I think one of them back on MySpace back in 2008, I think it was, or 2009. And I've gone back and tried to find it again, but I've never found the song.
That's so cool. I want to hear it.
Yeah, it's like impossible to find. But yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Cool. So let's get into our album rankings. So Creed have 4 albums. So like I said, we're gonna start from their worst album up to the best and give our biggest banger from each if we have one. So what do you think is the worst Creed album? Go.
Full Circle, 2009. Their last album.
Okay.
I completely checked out at this point. We're full Jarl here. Don't give a fuck. Super boring instrumentals. Thankfully, I guess if there's even a thing to write home about, they got their bass player back, who is the only member of this band that does any work. But again, nothing stands out here. It's chud. This is chud at best.
Wow.
It's fucking chud. And the song's, oh my god, dude. The song Sleeve He says this. He says, "My heart is tattooed on my sleeve." Like, bro, you are fucking 4 albums deep. You are too old. You are too mature. You are too deep in your career to be doing that shit. My
Yeah, that's
heart
a pretty
is
bad
tattooed
line.
on my sleeve. You're not fucking 14. Ugh, terrible. This album is fucking terrible. This album's not even a 1. Honestly, it's not even a fucking 1.
Hey, I hear you.
Not
I hear
even a
you.
1.
All right, my number 4 is Weathered, their third album. This one, fuck man, not only is the cover one of the worst covers I've ever seen, but the songs themselves are just boring. Mark Tremonti, he has some heavy moments, but overall, there's no like nuance. There's nothing cool about it. They really decided to do like straight ballads for almost every single song, and their ballads, man, talk about garbage. Like just
Garbage.
true garbage. And that's what most of this album is. I think I skipped like 4 of the songs.
Oh,
I got maybe a
damn.
minute in. I got like a minute into some of these songs and I just skipped them. I'm like, this is just, I'm not gonna do this for 5 minutes each song. Fuck that. They're terrible. There's some really bad songs on this record. Truly bad songs. I have no banger. I don't give a fuck. I have no banger.
It's good. You shouldn't have a banger.
All right. So what do you got for number 3?
Weathered. And really, the only reason why this is above Full Circle is because, like, it starts off a little heavy and aggressive. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that was so short lived. I mean, over this
Oh, yeah.
record's like 50 an hour. That was like the first 20 seconds. After that, it just got worse and worse and worse. Like this record actually got worse and worse and worse
I
and
know.
worse and worse. And then
Talk about an album being so top heavy, but the top heavy part is just still not good.
it's fucking trash.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I'm already getting irritated here. So this album gets so much worse. And you're right, dude. That cover art, it looks like shitty screen print, like Affliction T-shirt status on a tree.
But worse.
Like on a tree. And this is the album that they did without their bass player. Again, the only person that can fucking do any work in this goddamn band.
Yeah.
This is the only album they did without him, and Tom Trauma picks up bass duties, and he's just fucking mediocre, just at best, man, in this band.
Yeah.
Just ugh. But this is unbelievable. And I have their biggest stinker. Their biggest stinker of any of their
Ooh,
songs.
what is
Even
it?
Album of the week is Lullaby, the last song here.
Oh,
The
yeah. I
closer.
know what song you're talking about.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude, we are full on annoying Jarl. We're talking
Yep.
talking church Jarl that is like imitating what they think Jarl is supposed to sound like. It's so bad. It is so bad. It's just mouthful of marbles. It is just so bad. I could not even believe that was happening. And he tries to hit these higher notes, and he's still doing Jarl on these higher notes, and it's just like, bro, like why? How are you selling millions? How?
I know. Some of it I understand. Some of it I don't get it. I just don't fucking understand it.
This is also
And-
sub 1.
And also with Weathered, you know, they just came off of Human Clay, which is an enormous record, and they couldn't hire somebody to make a better cover for them, to make better album artwork. Like, what the fuck is this?
Not that like any of their other ones are great.
No,
It's
they're not
just-
at all.
This
No.
one is like bad.
This is the worst.
This
Yeah.
is so bad. And after this one, before Full Circle, they had a greatest hits album. They fucking put out a greatest hits album.
Well, I mean, their songs were huge, so it makes sense to put out a
Fuck
greatest
that.
hits
Their
album.
songs are shit.
But they were so popular.
Their song, because everyone that likes them is shit. If you listen to this podcast and you like Creed, you are shit. People equal shit. Creed fans equal
Oh man.
shit. Unreal.
All right, my I'm joking. Oh boy, my number 3 is Full Circle, their last record. I don't think this is particularly good. It's just a tad bit better than than Weathered, only because there's a little bit of like new metal on this one, and it starts off pretty heavy. It's kind of like, okay, they kind of got something going here. I could get behind this a little bit, and then like after the third song, it's just like, dude, this is just garbage again. It's just terrible shit. Like on some of these albums, they start out pretty strong. You're like, okay, this could be really cool if they keep it up, but then they don't. They just drop right into these ballads, or just garbage. Yeah, the Full Circle, it's not a great record, and I have no banger. I didn't skip any songs on this record when I listened, but it was still not a fun listen. And both Full Circle and Weathered, they're sub ones for me. So anybody who's listening, we have our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So for both of us, these records are sub 1. They're shit. They're terrible. So that's what I got for my number 3. What do you got for number 2?
Album of the week, Human Clay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my number 2 as well, as Human Clay. So
look at that.
yeah. So our number 1 album, or our favorite album from Creed, is My Own Prison. So what do you got on this one?
Don't get your panties in a twist here, everybody. Okay, because this is it's not great, but it's not bad. It's not bad. The instrumental bits of this album far outweigh the vocals. This was way heavier, way harder than I thought it was going to be, because this was the first thing I listened to. I didn't listen to Human Clay first because I was scared. I said, let me just fucking power through these and see where we end up. And this was kind of cool. I was like, okay, this is better than I thought it was going to be. It's kind of fun. Maybe Human Clay is going to be better than I remember it being. There are parts of this album that could be considered like metal, like straight up metal. A lot of the guitar parts were fairly intricate for being such short riffs and leads. The song In America, pretty fucking dope. Drum beat was solid. Rhythm section played off each other really well. I think the melody was good. I think when they're at their best, when pretty much everybody's just following the bass line and trying to keep up, and Scott shuts his goddamn mouth.
There were some really great heavy moments on this. It was the heaviness mixed with the production. Everything sounded raw, crunchy, but not like garage rock kind of, raw. Everybody just had a great tone. The drums sounded great. The bass, the guitar sounded great. Scott's vocals were a little bit lower in the mix, so you can deal with it better. But he also wasn't he didn't have his full marble mouth yet. He was still doing the Eddie Vedder, Lane Staley kind of thing. So it wasn't as obnoxious and a lot more bearable. This record isn't that bad. It really isn't. And I can totally understand why so many people bought this record, and also why so many people bought the next record, Human Clay. I can totally see why. But yeah, we'll get more into it on the main episode, because there's a lot of things I
understand why people bought this record, yes. But I also
this is like straight up, yeah.
I understand why people were duped by the second record. This record is a band that threw together an album full of their influences. There's a lot of things here, and when they say, like, I'm influenced by Metallica, I'm influenced by Slayer, I'm influenced by even like Limp Bizkit, Korn, these bands of like the mid-90s, you can hear a lot of that stuff. And you can kind of hear bits and pieces of it in Human Clay, but My Own Prison took it to like a good songwriting spot. And Scott was not that annoying on this one, not nearly in comparison to what he does after this.
No.
I would never buy this on the vinyl, ever.
No, I wouldn't either.
So we're not even at like a 2 here.
No, I would give this record probably a 1. I'm
thinking 1.5.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say like 1.75, 1.8. That's what I would give this one.
It's right in the middle of, you should listen to it once, but never again. You should listen to it more than once. Like,
it's just musically, it's a good record. It is a good record.
It's fun. It's for sure fun. The music itself is fun. Everybody's having a good time. You can tell who their influences were. There's a lot of Metallica in here. There's a lot of that kind of like chugging in there. It's
Black Album Metallica, not 80s Metallica.
There's some of that in there too, though.
You think so?
Some of it feels like chugginess.
Okay, maybe.
You can hear it. Because that's all the guy does. Not James Hetfield. Fucking Tremana. That's all this guy does. All he fucking does. That's all he can do.
You're right. He does. But I was still more. Fuck. I feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves, because we're not going to have anything to talk about on the main episode. So yeah. So we're done with the rankings. Thank you all for listening. Go listen to the main episode, because we're getting into Human Clay from Creed. So that's it. That's all.
Let's go to Tremana.